Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and it's Saturday, so you know what that means. It's time for my weekly news roundup for week 10. So much news, so much to cover. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Our first story takes us to the world of Baldurs Gate 3. Now, last week we got the largest patch ever for Baldurs Gate 3, which was patch 4. And this week we have two different hotfixes for that patch. Hotfix 7 and Hotfix 8. Let's just read what they're trying to address. First sentence. With this hotfix, we're addressing a few crashing instances. Okay, that's Hotfix 7. And with Hotfix 8, with this hotfix, we're addressing the most common crashing issues. Now, I will say this is an early access game that is unbelievably large, that is unbelievably complex, and again, they dropped the largest patch ever. So of course there's going to be some stability problems at time, and what I love about Larian Studios is how fast they drop these hotfixes. The patch comes out, they immediately notice the problem or start figuring out the problem, and then bam, you get two hotfixes. I will link Hotfix 7 and Hotfix 8 in the description below if you want to read all the details for the hotfixes, but ultimately it is all around stability. Ready to check out a little gameplay? Hood, Outlaws and Legends showcases its Ranger class in new gameplay overview, taking up Robin Hood's bow. Now, if you haven't heard of this game, this is an up-and-coming heist co-op game from Sumo Digital. Now listen to the actual announcement. Our class gameplay series begins with the Ranger. Makes sense? Master of the longbow. The Hooded Legend specializes in picking off enemies from a distance. Hood, Outlaws and Legends releases on PS5, PS4, XSX, X1, and PC on May 7th. All we care about is PC. Enjoy this 2-minute gameplay trailer for The Ranger.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Willens, Game Director on Hood, Outlaws and Legends. Over the coming months, I'm here to give you an insight into our multiplayer medieval heist game. In Hood, you'll be part of a team of 4 players, competing against an opposing team to steal the state's riches from heavily guarded strongholds. Today, we're going to look at one of the playable classes, the Ranger. This is our twist on the most well-known figure of folk legend, Robin Hood. The Ranger specializes in taking down foes from a distance, preferably before they even know he's there. Mastering the longbow is vital when providing cover for your team or when pulling off game-winning headshots at critical moments. The bow can be used to shoot down climbing ropes from afar, letting you or an ally scale the walls and avoid more heavily guarded main entrances. The Ranger's special trait is Scout.
Guard, here.
This allows him to tag targets for a prolonged duration.
Sheriff, here.
Defensively, the Ranger uses an evade to avoid taking damage from incoming attacks, rather than a block. With your unique gear item, you can flash enemies to make a fast escape, or use the opportunity to rack up another kill while they are temporarily dazed. While the Ranger excels in infiltration and stealthy tactics, sometimes going loud is the only option. Farsight is the Ranger's ultimate ability, letting you fire an incendiary arrow that can stick to enemies and explode to deal damage in a wide area. On top of all of this, you'll unlock perks for your outlaws that can be equipped to change up your playstyle. These can have a huge impact on gameplay, but we'll dive into these another time. Thanks for tuning in to our first Outlaw overview. We'll see you next time.
Moving over to my current favorite ARPG and #1 recommendation, Last Epoch patch 0.8.1c brings bug fixing, changes to endurance, and more. Now, normally these B, C, D kind of, I guess you could say, hot fixes for their larger patches are normally pretty small. This one wasn't. I mean, they really did take care of a lot. But the big highlights of that are the changes to endurance, or I guess I should really say like the reeling in of endurance, because it was a very strong defensive ability, or affix. The changes to endurance are meant to bring it closer to other defenses. This is meant to make it harder for the endurance limit to exceed your maximum health. Additionally, the team is reducing how much efficiency of endurance will vary depending on your maximum health. Basically what people were doing is they were hitting their max 60% endurance, and then their endurance threshold, like the actual number for it, would be the same as their health, so they were always taking half damage. Smart, but of course Last Epoch or 11th Hour games recognized this quick and nerfed it, which is fine. Like, this is an alpha game. I want them to iron out all this stuff as early as possible. But when you actually break down the full notes, like, check this out. Arena, changes to endurance, skills that they modified, tooltip, DPS, items, passives, visuals, monolith, and UI. This little C patch is larger than the entire video I dropped this morning on Wolcen 1.1.0.10. So take a look at this. I will also link it in the description below. If you have not played Last Epoch yet, the only thing holding this game back is multiplayer. But multiplayer is on the way. Right now it is just a single player game. Check it out if you haven't played it. Any Dungeons and Dragons fans out there? Well, I got some news for you. An open world AAA RPG set in the Dungeons and Dragons universe is in the works, developed at Hidden Path Entertainment. Now this was pretty big news this week because one, D&D has a huge following. And when you put AAA in there, that means big money, which is supposed to correlate to high quality. That's not always the case, but a new D&D game is in the works. And of course, this was all communicated through a tweet. The cat is finally out of the bag. We are making a AAA, third-person, open-world fantasy RPG that will be taking place in the Dungeons & Dragons franchise. That's right, friends, Dungeons & Dragons. Maybe you want to come work with me on that. And basically, they're trying to hire people. So it kind of came out because whenever you're looking for people to work on the game, you kind of got to tell them what the game is about, which is normally when you reveal that the game is in the works. They are looking, if you're interested, on graphics programming, lead graphics programming, senior technical assistant, and then the link is right here. So, new D&D is in the works. What do you think? 5 years, 8 years? Who knows? It's going to be a while though, but maybe you'll be excited now. This week, Cryptic Studios dropped on us a 5-minute video breaking down difficulty and enhancements for its up-and-coming action RPG Magic Legends. Now, this week I already made a complete reaction video on that video, and I will link it at the end of this video. But to give you the Cliff Notes version of what is going on, Magic Legends will have 4 difficulty modes to choose from: normal, hard, expert, and master. Now, you can't unlock them until you progress through the game a little bit. For example, you just can't set it at hard. You have to make it through the tutorial, and then when it comes to expert and master, it has some level requirements. But as you progress, if you want to have higher difficulty, you have that option. Cryptic also broke down the system called regional and world enhancements, and there's really a lot that goes into that. But ultimately, who you're going to be fighting against, there's going to be certain modes in certain regions that are different based upon your difficulty level, and you can enhance that by getting better rewards. But then you have certain things like people chasing you all the time, and your mana's not as strong, and yada yada yada. There's like over 25 of them. Check out my video at the end of this video. This week, Grinding Gears Games dropped another large patch for Path of Exile. This is 3.13.1e. which brings a boatload of fixes. And it really is a fairly large patch for how late it is into the Ritual League, but I mean, it is all good stuff. Check this out. 3.13.1e. General improvements. Mac improvements. Don't see that all that often. PvP improvements. And crash fixes. Look at that, that's only 3 things for crashes. It's not too bad, but a lot of other bugs fixed. It's good. This game is huge, and I love that they continue to do this. It looks like this video is going to have a lot of websites linked in the description below. If you want to read through these patch notes, you will find it there. In case you missed my video this morning, Wolcen Lords of Mayhem continues to chug along with patch 1.1.0.10, and I made an Is It Fixed Yet video. I will link it at the end of this video. I dropped it this morning. Now, in this update, Big Cliff Notes version, they basically rebalance skills. There's 20 skills that have been changed for this patch. 2 of them are nerfs, 18 are buffs. Other than that, there's almost nothing else. There's some bug fixing, but it's pretty minimal, and most of it is based around the campaign. So if you haven't played the game for a while, there's a chance that maybe the skill you were trying to use is a lot stronger now. So for example, my build guide for Wolcen, my summoner build, uses Annihilation, and the first bullet point under active skills, Annihilation, base damage increased by 23%, and I could notice it when I was fighting yesterday to record the video. So maybe it might be a time to log into your Wolcen game and see if it's fixed yet. But I will tell you that this small little patch that they said, like a small patch, it's 7 gigabytes. So hopefully you've got the space, but that is what's happening with Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. Last and certainly not least, this week we had a game announcement, and my son is so excited. He loves aliens and predators and Terminators, anything that's like an 80s action movie, he loves it. I raised him right. Daybreak's Cold Iron Studios reveals Aliens Fireteam, co-op shooter in the Alien universe. Now, when I watched the trailer for this game, I do kind of get a Left 4 Dead vibe from it. I don't know why, that's just what I see. Now, to give you just a small synopsis, this is a game that is set 23 years after the original film, and basically what you do is you answer distress calls from people and you go to try and save them. Now it says in here that the game puts you and 2 friends or AI companions against 20 different enemy types from the iconic Aliens Xenomorph universe. So I'm sure there's other monsters and things in there, but obviously you are mainly fighting aliens with upgraded futuristic technology. And of course I'm going to allow this trailer to take out this video. But first, if you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're over 650 members, great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is in the description. Thank you all for watching this weekly news roundup. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay home, stay safe. Do not forget to join the official Action RPG Discord. Aaron, out.
There are some places in the universe.
I've got movement. I've got movement! I've got movement!
You don't fight alone.